Welcome, my name is Bissy Omi and this is The Measure of Success, where today I'm joined by a entrepreneur who has a very interesting story to tell, so anxious to hear lots more about that. But first of all, I'm just going to introduce, this is Umor.
My name is Umor Bala and I'm the owner of Suya Hut here at Bark in London.
Okay, so I say this is a very interesting story because of his journey starting in Nigeria and then coming to the UK. And before setting up his own business, we're in his bus now, as you can see, and he also has a restaurant. So we're just going to hear about his journey. First of all, starting with, so you were born in Nigeria.
Yeah, I was born in Nigeria, in Kano precisely, and I was born in 1983, so I will be 42 next week.
Oh, well, happy birthday,
yeah,
Farms. You look very young.
Yeah, I try. Yeah, so obviously I came to this country in 2003, and then I started this business 9 years now.
Right.
This is the 9th year.
9th year?
In August, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's already been going for a while.
Yeah.
But it has actually really taken off recently. And the reason why I say that, the reason I know that for sure, is because I recently had my brother-in-law over from America, Colorado.
Yeah.
And I told him that I was coming to do this interview with you. And he was like, oh my gosh, I've heard of Suya Hut.
Yeah.
And so obviously, you know, across America now, Nigeria, the UK, obviously.
To be honest with you, Suya Hut has gone a lot far, because you see with the social media, it's very easy for things to go much more farther than you think. Because I've had people from all over the world, not necessarily coming to Suya Hut, but they make sure when they're in the UK, they attend. Because I saw someone that came from Birmingham last time. He was really like from Birmingham, but when he comes to London to visit family, his first thought was, you know what, I'm going to Suya Hut. And he turned up and he was very happy. He was like, oh, wow, very excited he was. And he says he just want to come on the bus.
Absolutely.
He don't mind the restaurant. He just want to go to the bus. I want to go to the bus, he said.
And I think that's what makes your story unique, because obviously there are several Nigerian restaurants, both here in London, but also sort of UK-wide nowadays. And obviously Nigerian food is definitely coming on the map nowadays.
It's definitely one of the top food in the world now.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
So finally we get our chance. It's been about time. But,
not just music.
Not
we can
just
cook
music.
too.
We've got the Afrobeats, but we can also cook and eat fine jollof, etc. as well, and suya, of course. Now, I got to know about this place because I got a flyer and a WhatsApp message to say, you know, come and try out this new place. So I was very intrigued. I think if they had just said, oh, a suya restaurant, for example, I love suya basically, but I probably wouldn't have rushed.
It's more inviting, the fact that it's something different. Yeah,
absolutely. So it's that uniqueness, isn't it?
Yeah.
That kind of flavour that gives it.
Yeah.
Now, just starting with your journey, I must say, first of all, that I've met Umor several times now, and literally one of the nicest entrepreneurs that I've met. Every time is with a smile, always happy. It's a very hot day today, but he's still smiling.
Yeah, I have to. That's the only way you can survive England.
Okay. So just starting with your early years then. So as we said, you were brought up in Nigeria.
Yeah, I was brought up in Nigeria, and I went to secondary school, primary school, obviously, and secondary school in Nigeria. And I actually had a diploma in money, finance and banking in Bayero University before I come to the UK. I was 19 when I come here. And I came here to study. Literally, I got a degree in finance, money and banking here in the UK at the University of East London. So I graduated with a second class in the University of East London.
Oh.
And then after which, in between, I was working already. From the time I come to this country, I was working like with food. I started with Tesco. So I started in Tesco supermarket, and I was working at the deli counter. So I'm a customer service assistant. I was working. I cook gamas, chicken, beef. So I that's where I got a lot more introduced. I had the background of food before, because whenever my mom cooks, I always sit next to her, because I don't have a lot of friends in Nigeria. I would say I don't have really like close friends, because I went to boarding school.
Right.
So really all my friends are in different part of Nigeria, or of where I live. And then I'm so close with my mom. And so whenever she's cooking, I'm always sitting watching, not necessarily cooking with her, but I'm trying just to pass time. And then that kind of get me interested in food, because my mom loved cooking too. My mom, if I go home right now, my mom will be literally cooking.
So you wouldn't cook for her, because you've got the restaurant.
She loves it.
For you.
I can't wait for her to come and try it, because she came here before we got to where we are now. So it would be like a great pleasure to get her to see or see what she's produced, because this is all down to her. Thank you, Mom.
So you always had an interest in food then? It wasn't like it came, later on in life or anything
No,
like
no,
that?
it didn't, to be honest. The one thing I've never done though is, from the first day I ever set up a charcoal barbecue fire is when I opened Suya Hut. This is honest truth. I've never ever grilled. I've never ever attempted to even do it, but it's just something that I had right from day one that I come to this country, because I see the opportunity in like doing like suya, because there's a lot of that. Back then there wasn't a lot, but there's a lot of African food, like people selling food vendors. But what I didn't see is, I didn't see people actually doing the actual suya. And obviously, as you know, I'm from Hausa community, which is where I'd say the suya is originated from. Obviously, my own background from the northern part of Nigeria, or northern part of all Hausa community, because suya they have in Ghana, Cameroon, all over West Africa. Everywhere you go, there's Hausa people, and then there's always suya. They call it different names though, because like they call it taba or chichinga. They call it Ghana, call it chichinga taba. The Cameroonians, they call it. Everyone's call it differently.
Right.
But really and truly, at the end of it all, it's exactly the same thing. And the Hausa community is very, very big. Even if you go to Sudan, they have Hausa people, and they do suya as well, but they call it different names. So suya is a very popular delicacy that a lot of people really don't think. They think it's from Nigeria, but it's not necessarily Nigeria. It's from all West Africa.
I understand, right? Okay, well, I've learned something there as well.
Yeah, go do your research. When you go, you see they're like, oh wow.
Okay,
100%.
so suya, basically, the way I would describe it would be a kebab. Would that be about right?
It is that sort of it's exactly similar way, but then the only thing is our meat is very thin.
Yeah.
And where the kebab is just like being cut, it's more like chicken or beef that has just been chopped off. And the kebab sometimes it comes as a slice, where it's a big chunk of meat that has been mashed together to actually scrape it off. While where suya is done like, it's more like a steak but very thin.
Right.
And then with the marination of a pepper and the residue of peanuts. And that's what makes suya, is that the peanut in it. Not necessarily peanut, but it's part of it. It's a lot to do with peanut. That's what gives the difference. And the taste of it is completely different. It smells very nice, tastes nice.
Now, I know the spices are supposed to be a big part of it as well.
It is the key thing to it, because even when you make the peanut residue with the sauces that you put to marinate it, you have to put like garlic, ginger. It's quite a lot of stuff. It's very rich. It's really, really rich, and then it's full of flavor.
I know that at one point I was looking up a recipe for suya many years ago, and they said there's a particular spice. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's like a black seed.
See, so that is like so you need the black, the black pepper.
Yes.
So there's a black pepper, dry ginger, which you don't usually get it around here in the UK, but they still have it even if you go to like India, Nigeria. We have it from the northern part of Nigeria because we have a lot of sun. So it's a dry ginger is the best thing, to be honest with you. It's one of the things that you can't miss it in that. And then once you have that, and then you got the cloves.
Yes.
So the cloves don't have to be too much because it could be horrible.
Yes.
And it's healthy as well, the cloves. So then that cloves is in it. And then the actual pepper. There's not Scotch bonnet, obviously the long pepper.
Okay.
The dry, I don't know what it's called. Obviously that get mixed up together, and when they make oil, like groundnut oil, so the leftover of that peanut that has been, obviously the oil has been taken out of it, that's what they use to fry a little bit lightly.
Right.
And then that's what it's mixed. That is the main part of it, that peanut. that is done separately. All those little bit of herbs are added to it to change the texture, because you can't just have that on its own.
Okay.
And need all the cubes as well to give it that flavor. And you need the salt, and it's quite a lot of stuff you put in it. But really and truly, it all depends on how you do it. Even in the UK here, we don't produce all this like the suya here. We bring it from Nigeria.
Right.
So yeah, you can't, believe me. A lot of people think, oh, I can do it, but you can't. It can never be the same, because we don't have the resources to do it. You think you got chili, but then you go to chili is from India. Right. Usually it's got that Indian flavor in it. Like, oh, it's too hot. What we make is not hot.
Yeah.
What we sell is not hot. But I know a lot of people like hot, but I would rather, as a businessman, I would rather people enjoy my food to have the taste of it. Whereas some people, they want it to be super hot, like you're not tasting nothing, and then that means you're selective of who eat your food. Because there's more people that don't eat the chili than people that do. Yeah. So then you're actually cheating away. Someone will try it once, they will never want to try it again. Right. Because all they can remember is like, that's going to blow my head off.
Yeah. I must say, when I think of suya, I don't think of, it's got to be mind-blowingly hot or anything. Yeah. It's more the seasoning and the spices that sort of come together.
Balance,
that really make it.
You need to taste the meat.
It's got its own unique flavour that you don't really get with, anything else.
100%.
I know that I used to go to Nigeria quite regularly, and it was always a big thing for us. So my father lived in Ibadan, and we had a suya place.
Suya spot, yeah. It's all over, shared in the evenings.
Yes,
and that,
and absolutely, that was what it was. So it was always seemed to be when it was dark, we'd go out to the suya.
It's a happy moment.
a long road, and you could literally go and you could choose,
so many of them, so many.
Go to. And that was absolutely a highlight, and that was where my love for suya, really grew and came from. And it was a very popular. It
is a very, very popular delicacy, to be honest, in the whole part of Nigeria, I would say, because we're talking particularly Nigeria, but I would say West Africa is the same, and it's done all the same sort of time, like from 4 o'clock all the way until 1 or 2 in the morning, and these people are always out there just making people eat. Because that's all you can find in the evenings. Once it comes past that 10 o'clock, there's not much of a restaurant in Nigeria. It's more like suya.
So it's definitely a street food.
It's always a street food. Right. And you can see from what we do, we make more business like on the bus than in the restaurant. Because it's a quick thing. People just want to grab their food and go. Right. And then nobody's want to sit down and eat. A lot of people like to open a restaurant and that of that, but it is a street food. And I wish things were different here, where we can just stay in the evening and work out, and that would have worked out a lot better. Because there's people going out. People like to drink and eat suya, and that's just how most people in Nigeria, they do that.
Right.
They like something spice.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes. But we're here. We're very thankful.
Well, making the best of what we've got, basically.
That's it. Yeah.
Now, with the bus, I'm assuming that you take it travelling with you. So, for example, for festivals or special occasions, is that?
Oh yeah, I actually, this is the hardest month. I think I say from now till September. I think every week I have something. Okay. So I've got there's a local festival, carnival happening on this Saturday in Barking here, and then that's on the Saturday, and on a Sunday I've got Niger food. The DJ Abbas.
Oh yes,
Tasty Niger.
Yes.
They're doing a Nigerian festival there as well in Chingford. That's on the Sunday, and then again the following week there's another Nigerian festival here in Barking. Park, just around the corner. There's another one, and then the following week again there's another one here in the town centre, and then we got the biggest Notting Hill Carnival, which I've been doing it now for 8 years. So it's my happiest time, really. I love carnival, and the bus does really well, and it kind of just go out there and then showcase what we've got, and a lot of people really appreciate what they see, because it's like, wow, it's in your face kind of thing. But yeah, that is the one I'm always looking forward to, because it's a very, very good, lovely spirit. Like everything, the spirit is very high, very positive. So yeah, it's good for business.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, I fell in love with your story the first time I heard about it. I remember I was downstairs queuing up, and you told me about your journey, basically.
Yeah.
So how did this start up? So you told us that you were working in Tesco.
Yeah.
So what happened after that?
So I worked. So when I was in university, I found Tesco as a part-time job. And then when I found in Barking here, the Express Tesco, superstore, I found a job there as a counter assistant on a daily counter. So we do chicken, beef, all of that. Gammon, like obviously it's not grill, but it's oven baked kind of thing. And I done that for about 3 years. And then I went to checkout and then become a checkout team leader. And after that, I went into option to become a manager. So within 3 years, I went to Leytonstone to do my placement, which is obviously East London as well. I went to Leytonstone. So I was in Leytonstone for 4 years. And then I signed off to become a manager after running a checkout. And then I was transferred to Gardens Reach. And then all that time I've left the food. Now I've gone into proper management. Right. So I'm running the checkout. I've got quite a lot of staff in. And I went to Gardens Reach to do my kind of work experience, what do you call it? To be like shadow manager, basically. I'm training to be a manager. And then I got signed off there and I was appointed in the store. And the store takes like 1.2 million a week. And that's how big the store is, really. And then I got about 200 staff under my belt. So it was quite a lot. I've learned a lot during that journey. It kind of made me who I am today. And thank you, Tesco, because really and truly, I know there's a lot of people out there just saying, oh, this job is crap, this job, but it's not. Believe me, what I've learned, there's no day that's going to come and go without me saying, you know what, I'm so grateful to Tesco. Because whatever you're doing, just keep doing it because you will learn something out of it. And then that is what makes me who I am today. And I'm very thankful.
And I actually think that maybe that's something that does kind of place you in a different category to others, that you actually appreciated that. And like you said, that you took from it, you learned from it, and you're actually applying that now with what you're doing.
Every day.
So to you, you weren't sort of thinking, oh, well, I'm above this, I've got my degree, etc.
Yeah.
You were embracing it, basically.
Yeah, it is. But I think the only way you can succeed in life is if you just like don't have chip on your shoulder. Just feel like, okay, wherever that comes in life, just take it. Don't feel like, because I've done road sweeping in the UK. When I first started, when I was at uni, before I started Tesco, I was a road sweeper. I was sleeping, I see the people doing it. Because it's just something that you have to take on board to feel like, actually, you know what, there's something for somebody. You don't have to start from the top, because when you start from the top, you're going to crash. You always have to start from the surface, and then you grow if you want to grow. And then everyone's mentality is different. But I really do feel, especially us, obviously in the black community, we really have to embrace what we got and just make use of it. Take it as a positive. Whatever you are doing, just believe like actually you want to be to the top of the chain. So if you're doing a cleaning job, just endeavor to take over the job from your boss. Because that's the way it is, mean that not like actually fighting for it, but you have to fight for it mentally to be able to show like that you care, you are interested, to be able to know more. And that knowledge could be the one that will make you who you are tomorrow, because you will never know how it will come out. And with me, to be honest with you, I couldn't be thankful enough, because that I'm passing it on to all my staff, passing it on to my children. So whoever works with me or whoever has been to Suya Hut knows, really at the peak of the main thing for us is the service. I would say having to acknowledge people at least. The least you can do, not like how in the obviously black community, I would say or Nigerian community, customer service is one of the least that I stick on the box, in the box. And I think that should really change, and people mentally, they should be able to get themselves ready for like the fact that these people are the ones who make you who you are, because without them, you're nobody. So there's no point showing off to people that actually are making you who you are. Without, if they stop coming, that's it, you're done. Nobody will want to be interested in you no more. So please, let's take that on board and just appreciate and celebrate what we've got every single day.
I think that's amazing advice, actually, to be honest with you. And it's obviously carried you through to where you are now. Now, I know that you started, first of all, from a Ford Transit van or a small van.
Yeah, so, no, I started with a trailer.
A trailer.
So basically, when I was working in Tesco, and I've been like going back a little bit, when I become a manager now, I feel like obviously there's a lot of pressure, because it's a pressurized job. Everyone, you know, the demand, things are changing with businesses every day, they're changing how they work. And being a manager, this demand is huge, the expectation is high. I didn't have any time to spend with my family. Kind of even I lose obviously a lot of friends along the way, because obviously like my wife kind of distance, because I'm always working, the fact that I don't have time for my own family. And that is where I come from. I don't want to be that person where you come from Africa, you come from Nigeria, you come to this country, but you've not achieved anything. And we got the opportunity to grow, why not? So anyway, I started with the trailer because when I was working, I decided actually I wanted to go and do this Suya, because everyone that knows me last like 15 years knew that all my conversation is about I wanted to do Suya. And I brought the sauces, you know, from Nigeria, the knife, everything. I brought it more than 5 times. I ended up throwing them away. because I've got all this chili, whatever that's sitting there in the cupboard in my house. I always dream of doing it, but when it comes, it's big dream.
Yeah.
They say when you dream, you need to dream big.
And he's done an amazing job. I mean, if you're saying one man did all of
One
this,
man.
amazing. Even the ceiling,
He
etc.
invented all of this by himself, because he just instead of leaving it bare, like looking empty, we put something that would give us a little spotlight, and then it kind of makes sense, to be honest with you.
It looks really lovely. It looks professional as well.
Yeah,
it's important.
It is. We actually done it in 6 months, Dick.
6 months.
6 months, because we started in May. We didn't finish until June, July, August, September. Yeah, until around, I think, October or November.
Did you expect it to take that long?
No, I didn't. Because the reason is why is the man is doing it by himself. But believe me, he does it very, very. He go to a point where he's actually living in the bus. He will go home. Sometimes he will stay and sleep upstairs. He's done it for that 6 months, and that allows me to save money. Remember that other small vehicle is still making money. It's busy. And it allows me to speak to people about this is my idea. Some people were thinking like you are crazy. And at that point, I don't have a license. And that's where God does his thing. Like literally, I'm a great believer. You have to believe God does want something to happen, it will happen. You don't need to go to anybody. You don't need to seek for anyone's help. Just seek for God's help. Believe me. When God intervenes, everything is easy. And at that point, I went and did my theory test for bus. And I done my medical for bus. And then I got a license for bus. I went to do the driving test. I have to go all the way to Croydon. And that took me like 3 goes to pass.
Yeah.
Because I know that time bus is ready at that point, but there's no driver.
Yeah.
And then if you want to run a business, you can't rely on anybody to help you. You can't say, oh, I've got my uncle, he's a bus driver, or there's my friend bus driver, because you know what, that is not a business.
Yeah.
Because even if they promise to help you, you are their second choice.
Yeah.
Their business will always come first. So if they're working for a bus company, they're going to tell you, bro, I'm on holiday now. You need to find another driver. That means you will never learn. So the only way is if you are the driver of the business. Your business, you have to drive it. No one can drive your business. Like you are not expecting anyone to come and clean your house and that.
Absolutely.
Even if you pay them, they're not going to clean it as much as you would clean it. Because you will clean it, making sure it fits your standards. So anyway, I went and got my license for bus. At that point, everything was ready. Pitch was ready. The bus is ready. And the company has built, like, gone bigger. And yeah, everything. And the first day we pack the bus. And it's just a deal. I never feel so loved. Like literally, because the moment we open at 10 o'clock, believe me, I had more than 50 people on the queue.
Oh my, already?
Yeah, because remember, we've been posting a lot when the bus was been done. We've been posting a lot of videos. My wife helped me a lot to post. And before you know, a lot of people are asking me, even when I said I was going to open 3 months before, people asking me, when is your bus coming? We keep seeing the post. Where is the bus? When is it coming? Believe me, it was that time for me is just get the food done, get the jollof rice out.
Yes.
And I was cooking. I didn't have a kitchen that time. Yeah. So we were doing, believe it or not, we were doing 20 kilo, like literally one time. We had to do like 60 kilo a day of rice. 60 kilo, believe me or not, and I do it in my own kitchen.
That's 3 of those sackfuls of
yeah,
bags,
the big ones,
the
10
big
kilo,
ones, yeah.
4 of them.
4 of them. God.
Honestly.
And it was still going.
It was still going, because when we do it, we're here till 10 o'clock then, because the demand is huge. People come from all over the UK. People coming from Birmingham, especially to go and see Suya Hut. People come from Manchester, from Liverpool. It was amazing journey. Like the queue, believe me, we have a queue from here to Boots.
I can believe that, because as I said, you know, when I first heard about it, I used to come
Yeah.
and I would see the queue. I remember there was one particular occasion I came, and there was a man in the queue, and unfortunately you'd run out of jollof rice at that stage.
That was the story.
And the
that
man
time.
was nearly in tears, honestly. He was almost in
People
tears.
get really upset, yeah. And that's how it is, because without anything, and people just loved it, and then it was going like viral. It was going crazy.
Yeah.
One of the ladies that done some of the all these promoters, she got like over 1 million views on her TikTok. You know what I mean? And that made me feel like, wow, that is going, because anybody that comes, they don't buy 1, they don't buy 2. People tell you, oh, I come from Manchester. And a lot of people were disappointed. So because of high demand, we wasn't expecting it to be like that. But then really and truly, it's a blessing, because I don't like to disappoint people either. Because then the quality wasn't that as great as it was now. The reason is because everything was rushed. Although we make a lot of money, believe me or not, at that time, daily, I'm making nearly 6 grand, 7 grand daily. like daily. So it's not even like a joke. Like it's not a joke no more. It's just like where you see the money, you're thinking like, where's all of this coming from? Because we cook non-stop.
Yes.
I go home, so I spend my whole time. I wasn't here during that time a lot. I'm always in my kitchen making jollof rice
Right.
because I didn't have any restaurant. And then the reason where that get really bad, I started to look for a kitchen. Well, I need a kitchen very close, like somewhere very close by.
Yes.
And at that time, every day you see, do we have rice? No rice. And I'll call my wife, can you put water for rice? So I had to do enough stew to last me literally more than that 60 kilo that we do, because it's just like, well, you have to be ready for life.
So it would have been a very, very busy time for you, as in you didn't have any time for yourself, your family, for example.
No family. And then that lasted for over a year, you know. We've been battling customers and it's been going on for over a year. And believe me or not, this boss has done a lot for me. And I say the Suya has done a lot for me, because that kind of go to a point where I'm thinking now, actually, you know what? I've nailed this for a year now. I need to go to the next stage. And a lot of people say, oh, get another bus. But I know the bus is not so easy to do.
Yeah.
Unless I'm going to get permanent pitch where I can park it, there's no point getting it, because then I can't be in two places at the same time. And this one worked. But the next chapter is people asking, maybe you should have a restaurant. Maybe you should have a restaurant. But for me, I love my restaurant. I love the boss. But obviously the boss is the one driving the restaurant. But the restaurant, and then obviously after a year, I couldn't cook at home no more, because I have to change my oven 3 times, my cooker at home 3 times, because we were using my house is electric, there's no gas.
Right.
So I have to use the ceramic hob.
Yeah.
So imagine using ceramic hob to cook 20 kilo of rice at a time, 3
And
times.
only you cooking.
Only me cooking. I can call my wife to put the water on, because remember, it's a big massive pot. My wife couldn't carry it. So whenever I'm done, I have to make sure the pot is washed. I have to make sure from here is washed, and I have to make sure when I go there, just put it on the hob in case I have to call her to make it quick. And then she was helping me do the stew as well. So sometimes we don't go sleep until 11, 12 o'clock, because once business is finished, now she'll start making the stew. Or I have to finish from here and then go and make stew that time. And then we finish at 10 o'clock.
It's interesting because a lot of people think to themselves, oh, I'd love to start my own business. I'd love to have my own, restaurant, etc. But they don't really understand the amount of work.
Yeah, it's not just money. Yeah, it's not. If you're doing food business to make money, believe me, you're in the wrong trade, because it will give you the money, but you have to be patient. There's no quick fix. You can't force people to buy your stuff. They have to be able to trust you first. And it's not about the food. It's more about your personality. So whatever you do, not just food. You believe me, food it stands out more if you have a very positive personality. And a lot of people fail because their personality stinks. Right, really. You're not going to go to where people are going to treat you like you're begging. I'm spending money. You should be respecting me. Not because someone is celebrity or someone has got money, then you respect them. You have to respect everyone. Even someone is spending £1 or £1 million, you still give them the same respect. But
one of the criticisms I think that people tend to get with Nigerian, African, etc., is the level of service that they
Very
get.
poor, yeah.
So very poor is your wording.
Yeah, it
which
is.
is unfortunate, really, isn't it?
It is.
And
that's why we're trying to be dynamic, trying to be different, to change that mindset. Believe me, I had a lot of people come and say to me, bro, your food is amazing, but your service is a top notch. Because believe me, from what I was trained and from my experience and where I come from retail, you can't give anything more than good. Like literally, good is just the least you can give. Then if you can't give excellent, then you have to give good at least.
Yeah.
Someone will have to live with a smile. And you go to a point where you disappoint customers, you end up giving them the food for free. And a lot of people thinking, now, why should I give it for free for? Because that customer, you're giving him something that you don't normally get in this kind of environment, in our own black community. Nobody's going to say, oh, sorry, you ordered chicken, we give you beef yesterday, so for that reason, I'm going to give you the same chicken, you don't need to pay for it. They go like, are you sure? I'm very sure in England, that doesn't work, because it's just the way things go, because that is not going to kill my business. Not going to make me lose money. But then you've gained the trust of that customer. Then you're allowed as well. You're given that your staff or your people the opportunity to make mistakes and learn from it. Because that when they see you do that, they're thinking like, actually, that's amazing. So I'm allowed to make mistakes. Yes, you are. Because that customer now, you don't let them say, oh, but we're not going to believe you. I'm sure I give it to you. Then the other person will tell you, I'm really sorry. My present or not. It happens here a lot. They say, I'm really sorry, we made a mistake. What would you like for us to replace that for you? We're not going to charge you. Or even if it's that person is happy to pay. We say, we'll give whatever you want to give. If it's £10, you can pay £5 for it. Because that way you're showing them you actually, it's not just for your money, it's more like we're delivering a service. And we just want you to be service. And we don't need your feedback, but mentally, you will give yourself the feedback. Then you'll be thinking, whenever you remember that name, you're thinking like, wow, top notch.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the service really does make a difference, actually. And as I said, when I first started coming here, I remember it was a very, very friendly, service environment, etc.
Yeah.
Which made it all that better because, I don't live local, for example, so I would travel to come here. So it meant something that, yes,
you're not
food,
gone for nothing,
but
yeah.
also good experience along the way as well.
Yeah.
And then you go back and you tell other people about that experience as well. It encourages others also.
It does go a very long way, honestly. Service is the key. If you have a great service, you got a great food, you will go very far. Because those people, if they don't come for the food, they'll come for your own personality. They know, like, you know what? Actually, I feel the aura, the spirit is very positive.
Now, we're going to have a look at your restaurant now.
Yeah.
It's literally a 1-minute walk from the bus, so we're going to trek over there.
Yeah.
And I love the restaurant, actually. It's so tastefully done, and I've been coming for 2 years now. Is it 2 years?
2 years,
yeah. 2 years now.
Yeah.
And
No, it's a year in February, I think.
it's a year.
February, Valentine's Day, yeah, it's been a year.
Oh, right, Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
That's time to open. Was your wife happy about that?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, no Valentine for that year. So, no Valentine for last year, but yeah. So yeah, the boss obviously was the reason the restaurant will open because of the boss, because we need the kitchen. We was then not cooking at home. Now I got a tent, I start to cook outside, and then we're like cooking outside because of the demand is huge. Even that 60 kilo now is getting smaller. We have to get a tent outside on the side of the boat. The grilling, I have to get a drum outside to start to cook outside, which like the business now is getting very intense after 1 year.
Yeah.
So, and then with businesses, the people you see that time is slowly declining from having, let's say, maybe say we have 500 customers a day to a point where it go to 400, 300, 200. But that 200 that is left is your actual customers, because all those people that are excited traveling from Manchester, from Liverpool, they've tried it already. And that's for business. It's going to decline. It's going to go down. It's like an equilibrium point. I don't know if you've done economics, where it goes up and then it drops down, and then it goes to that point where like now it's going back, and that's your measurement. You won't have any more unless something happen or change of weather, like summer is busier, it's going to go up. But then eventually, once winter start beginning, it's going to decline, but it's going to pick up again. And that's all. But for that, then I got the restaurant. I opened the restaurant. Obviously, I launched the restaurant, not just to run it as a restaurant. That was not the plan. The plan was I need a kitchen to feed my boss. Right. I wasn't looking for a restaurant. But people were saying open a restaurant. But I thought like, actually it is a restaurant. Why don't you just make it a restaurant? But then people were expecting me to do pounded yam. I said no. I'm not going into that. Let me stay on my own lane. It says suya. So don't think you're gonna do suya. People say you're not doing pounded yam, you're not doing this. No, I don't want to do all of that. Because this is what we do. This is the growth come from that. And then don't ever deviate from your dream. Yeah. You're now wanted to be something that you're not. You want to rub shoulder. If I want to do all of those swallow and all of that, I would then open another restaurant that would be part of Suya Hut, but it wouldn't be named as Suya Hut. Yes. You know what I mean?
I mean, everything is in the name, really, isn't it?
When you say Suya, you expect to go and eat all sorts of Suya.
This one I beg you with the jabata. I no get time, I did that back down. That cover my face, calling me that back down. Biggie man,
it's been really lovely talking to you, and I just want to ask you now, what's next steps for you?
To be honest with you, next step is to be able to continue to grow more, because we got some other marketing stuff that we're doing, like the Soro, we're doing the Zobo, and then hopefully we're going to get into producing the Kilishi, which is like one of the main things really for me that going as a growth, that is the first stage of growing. And also I'm praying this year I'm going to get another boss. So still working on it. The next step is to be able to continue to grow more, because we got some other marketing stuff that we're doing, like the Soro, we're doing the Zobo, and then hopefully we're going to get into producing the Kilishi, which is like one of the main things really for me that going as a growth, that is the first stage of growing. And
for the future going forward. But obviously as well, I'd love at some point, you know, when you've got your new setup going, for you to come back on our show and just talk some more about that on our podcast.
Well, definitely keep your eyes peeled, because we got something, like I said, hopefully before the end of this year, 2025. We're gonna come up with something completely different, and then I hope like we're gonna reach out to everyone. So don't forget we are embarking. We open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The bus open from 10 o'clock until 6 on the bus. The restaurant open from Thursday to Sunday from 4 o'clock until 10 o'clock for the week. So in case you're not sure, please just do give us a call. Check us on our Instagram or social media, Suya Hut London, and then to find out if you're not sure, you can give us a call to confirm whether we're there on that day or not. But the restaurant opens Thursday to Sunday, it's a standard.
And we've got the website address coming up below, so you'll be able to see that as well, and the phone number as well.
Yeah.
So this is Suya Hut. I'm Chrissy Omi, talking to Umor, and this is the measure of success. Thank you.
Thank you very much.